For a small business owner, every day is full of surprises. Some great, some not so great. Like when a client cancels their order at the last minute. But here's a surprise you will like. Progressive provides small business owners with 30 customizable coverage options to help keep their business going strong. So go ahead, surprise yourself. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates and third-party insurers. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Truckers aren't just moving goods. They're making sure bakers get their chocolate chips and hotels get their tiny soaps. But truckers can't do this if they're not on the road. That's why Progressive has over 360 heavy truck employees to help truckers stay on time and on track. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Yay Networks.
Welcome to A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast. I'm Kelly Raspberry Evans with my husband and podcast co-host, Alan Evans.
Hey, Trey. In the house.
And this is the week that we should be celebrating, and yet we are not. This is the week of our swipe-iversary.
Oh, yeah.
This is the week of our meat-iversary.
Yes, I remember these things.
And we've done nothing. When we were in the early stages of our romance, we would revisit the sushi restaurant, Densetsu, where we met. And I even actually wore the same outfit that I had worn previously because the night, well, even though I kind of remembered what I wore because I had a first date uniform, basically, a comfort outfit. You know, black is my comfort color, and it was all black head to toe. But a listener recognized me and got a picture of us sitting at the sushi bar on our very first date.
I know.
Our very first time we met. So we have that documented.
I remember.
That cool?
That was pretty wild.
So yeah, that was this week. We used to know the exact date. It might be the 10th or the 11th. I'm not sure.
Well, I thought those first textual messages were in the Bumble like January the 6th or 7th.
6th or 7th.
And then
we met within the week.
A few days after we went on our first date, yeah.
We could do the research and let you know for sure, but that's not what we do on this podcast.
Our wacky marketing department posted screenshots of our conversation.
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing in there to be ashamed of.
No, it's just the usual pleasantries of a first Bumble exchange.
Small talk.
Yeah. Basically, I had like a standard first date outfit. I had a standard opening DM because on Bumble, the woman has to reach out first.
Yes.
And it was something along the lines of, please don't quote me verbatim. Something along the lines of, thank you for swiping right on me. Otherwise, that would have been very embarrassing. Or, just thank you for swiping right on me. Something to that effect. Very simple.
But you said the kid looked familiar.
Well, then you said Happy New Year. And I said, I know this sounds, and I was not trying to do a pickup line. My eye keeps twitching. Have you noticed my eye's been twitching for like a week every time I blink too hard?
Ailment?
I think that's from fatigue. I think somebody said that's an eye twitch from fatigue.
Oh.
Anyway, he said something about, Happy New Year. And I said, I know this sounds cliche or something, but have we met before? Because you look really familiar. And I really meant that because I knew he had a look, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Well, he said to me, he heard, again, we're paraphrasing, we don't have the text pulled up, that he had been told he looked like Robert Downey Jr., I believe you said.
I used to get that one when I had really, really tall hair. Remember when we first met, how tall my hair was?
Yeah, it was like flames. But then I put two and two together, and I said, "Oh, you look like the guy who played Denny on Grey's Anatomy, the one that Izzy fell in love with, and then he died."
Well, you didn't tell me that until later.
Well, that's who it was. I put two and two together. It was Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but I couldn't place him because I wasn't. What's the show he's on now? The Dead Walking.
The Walking Dead?
The Walking Dead. I wasn't a Walking Dead fan, so I hadn't realized that Jeffrey Dean Morgan had transitioned from death to killer.
I'd never heard of
Zombie
I had
killer.
never heard of the guy until you brought
Jeffrey
up his
Dean Morgan.
name. Yeah.
And so that's why you had that air of familiarity to me, but I could not place it. That's why I was like, have we met? Which does sound super cliche. And then do you remember what you said to me? You should, because you just read this text about a week ago when it was posted.
Well, I said, I think you look like a young Gina Davis.
Yeah, he said Gina Davis. And I said, it was so strange because I had gotten that a lot lately at that time. And I said, and I'd never gotten that before. So that was a new one that but you said, but of course I was prettier.
I said you were prettier.
Yeah, you said that.
And that's the truth.
Well,
it was the truth then, it's the truth now.
I was very flattered by the comparison and I accept it. So anyway, that was our first swipe exchange, our DM exchange.
Does that seem like a long time ago or just the other day?
Well, it was 8 years ago.
Does it seem like 8 years ago?
In some ways.
Yeah.
In some ways it does, in some ways it doesn't. Sometimes it's like, it's like when they say you have a child, I could never imagine life before her. But Alan, I can imagine life before you. I had a lot of life before you. I had 48 years before you.
Yeah. I had a little time too.
You did too, but yeah, it was great.
And isn't it weird to think that, and this is kind of cliche too, you hear a lot of people say this, every little decision you've made in your life has led you to sitting on that stool right now doing a podcast with me.
And you cocked back.
Just posted up.
Yeah.
But think about it. If
declaring your territory. I think body language experts would say with you displaying your armpit to me while your legs are turned away from me, if anybody's we have people that watch in the Kidd, not Kidd, because I do another show, we have Kidd TV.
Time.
If anybody's watching in the, what do we call our podcast room? Live audience? If
the
anybody's
live studio
watching in
audience.
the live studio audience wants to Google body language based on how Alan is displaying his body towards me, and just let's see how disrespectful this really is.
Well, I was going to say something really deep and profound until you started to make fun of my body language.
Were you going to say it as I'm staring into your armpit?
I was just going to say, what if I remember when I was swiping, and I remember very clearly I was sitting on my bed in my bedroom in the compartment.
Alan was a single man in a 2-bedroom apartment with a king-size bed. It filled up that entire room.
California king.
Big one.
Oh.
You couldn't even walk around the foot of the bed to get to the other side hardly.
I needed all that room.
Bumping your shins.
Yes. That was one of the only things. Wasn't the only thing was bumping in there. But so I remember swiping that evening and seeing Kelly well, you weren't Kelly Raspberry Evans. You were just Kelly Raspberry.
I was just Kelly on there.
Yeah. You're just Kelly on there. I was like, huh.
Be honest. Don't be showing off.
What
did you think? Don't be like, you weren't sitting there doing that.
I thought you were very
honest.
I'm being honest. I thought you were I've told you this a million times. I thought you were very, very attractive. I was like, whoa shit, okay. Yeah. Oh, all right.
You sat there and made those noises on your king size bed alone?
Yes, because I've told you, everyone. I think most people who listen know I like them creamy. The creamier, the better.
Yeah, you did tell me that repeatedly.
No, but what I was going to say is, what if I had decided to not pick up the phone that evening? You might have never shown up in my Bumble feed.
True. Well, you had given up on
app
dating
because
you were just broke at that point because it's very expensive.
Yeah, and I thought I'd give it one more whirl in the new year.
What was the final nail in the coffin when you gave it up before you started back with your New Year's resolution or whatever?
The final nail in the coffin?
Yeah, like what you said, I'm done with this. I'm done with online dating. What was it? Was there a girl? Was there an incident? Was that you remember anything specific that's like, I'm out?
Well, I remember a lot of different
There was no specific, like,
A lot
I'm
of
just
A
done.
lot of different girls, but it was just the beating of the not being able to find somebody that I kind of connected with.
It wasn't fun anymore.
It wasn't fun. It was
it ever
It was
fun?
becoming yeah. Oh yes, yes.
Why do you say it like that?
Oh, I mean, it was fun.
Does that imply you just had
No,
random
no.
sex?
Well, no.
That's what
You said that.
That's what it feels
No,
like.
you said
and
that.
that's what it sounds like.
You said that.
When you're like, yes, whatever that was noise you made. So,
Okay,
is
well,
that
here's
the fun part.
It was fun for a while, and then it became a big beating after just kind of not finding somebody to
an
connect
empty
with.
feeling,
Empty
wasn't it?
feeling. But here's the deal.
Then I came along and filled up his
You did.
love tank, as Vicki Gunvalson likes to say.
You sure did. Now, here's the deal. I mentioned that you were sitting on a stool.
Yes.
That's not the only stool we're going to talk about on this podcast.
That's not a nice transition. Not a nice transition.
The people want to know. You shared this on the Kidd Kraddick Morning Show. I couldn't
did.
believe it.
I did.
But we're going to round out that story with a little more detail.
I think I was pretty detailed with when I told it on the
So
radio.
I don't want to hear anything else ever again about me and my issues.
No, your issues happen on the reg, and you didn't make any effort to get home. You do it wherever you are.
Not true.
Made it home
Not true.
by the skin of my underwear.
Okay,
I made it home.
So we'll talk about that.
Whew.
We're going to, you know what? We're going to make our playoff football predictions. A lot of football has happened since last time.
I don't want to do a lot of football talk, though.
We're not going to do a lot. We're just going to make our predictions.
I enjoy football.
We're going to make our predictions.
Let's just cut to the chase on it, though. Let's just
I got
plow
the games
through
right
it.
here.
Okay. I don't want to bog down and talk about players and stuff.
If I want to bog down and talk about players and stuff, we may do that. I took the boys to a Mavericks game, and I thought I would compare and contrast our experience versus going to a baseball game or going to a football game.
Okay.
Just the general experience.
Is it fun?
It's a lot different.
Is it a fun conversation?
I think it is, and
Okay.
you can add some color to it as well. And then I teased this last week. I saw something on the social media, and it's not super new, but it showed up in my feed, and my stomach hurt. I was laughing so hard.
Oh.
And I was laughing at the comments. People in the comments are funny. People are very creative.
Yes, they are.
Now, this is kind of lewd.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're going to have sports and
Yes.
ludity?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Do you
Y'all
want
stick around for this podcast if you want to hear a good poop story, too.
do you have anything or just
And we're going to talk about the Bible recap. It's so much to come.
Okay. All right.
So much to come.
All right.
You know, Alan and I, if you listen to our last podcast, we went through what bucket list, to-do list, resolutions list, whatever you want to call it. But did you know that research has found that 23% of us quit our resolutions by the end of the first week? So 23% of us have already bailed on our resolutions.
I haven't bailed.
43% at least make it to the end of January, right? But there are 9% of us Americans and 9% of us listening right now who make our resolutions and we complete them. So let's be among the 9%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you've resolved, like Alan and myself, to save money by eating out less this year, but you hate cooking, let's be honest, I can't lie. I hate it. Factor is for us. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning, setting you up for success in the new year and beyond. No more running back and forth to the grocery store or prepping or cooking. The only meal planning you have to do is choosing from more than 35 chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. Factor also has over 55 weekly add-ons, loads of snack options, breakfast, smoothies, juices, so much more. When Carolyn was house-sitting for us, I had a Factor smoothie collection for her. She loved it. But what if you vowed to be vegan or you're committed to keto? What if you're more interested in being calorie smart? Factor will help you stick to those plans too. They've got meals designed for your preferences. Even if you're going for something fancy, Factor has Gourmet Plus. These meals are delivered already prepared. They are never frozen. All you have to do is stick them in the microwave for 2 minutes, and that is it. You're ready to eat. I am still raving about Factor's turkey tetrazzini to anybody who will listen to me. And when that pops up in the menu, y'all have to order that. Choose turkey tetrazzini every time. Skip the overpriced takeout trap. Factor's cheaper, it's more delicious, and it's super flexible. Change your order up every week. You can choose from 4 to 18 meals or press pause and reschedule your deliveries at any time.
So head to factormeals.com/sandwich50 and use code sandwich50 to get 50% off. That's code sandwich50 at factormeals.com/sandwich50 to get 50% off.
Love it.
That's real savings.
It is real savings and real good too. You are going to love Legacy Box. You know, becoming a parent changes how you look at memories. While we're savoring and saving every moment with our kids, suddenly you start to realize a lot of important memories from our childhood. They're trapped on VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, photo albums, crammed into boxes labeled "Do Not Throw Away" and shoved into an attic. Those are at risk of being destroyed by heat, moisture, disaster, time. And once they're gone, they're gone. That's why you need Legacy Box now. They're the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos. And the process is so simple. They send you a Legacy Box and you fill it up with old VHS tapes, pictures, film reels, slides, DVDs, whatever you've got. Their team in Tennessee carefully digitizes it all by hand. They send you back the originals plus digital files on the cloud or a thumb drive. Ordering a Legacy Box is one of the best things I've done for my family, because now instead of just telling my kids about that crazy vacation I took to the mountains when I was a kid, I get to show them and relive it with them. And right now, during Legacy Box's Father's Day sale, you can save big while preserving your family's history. Visit legacybox.com/sandwich to get started today. That's legacybox.com/sandwich. It's the little things that make a big difference in how I feel. Now, for me right now, it's about stretching. I didn't realize how stiff I was until I started doing it. I love when I can stretch a little further than before. It makes me feel refreshed when I'm done. And you know, a little makeup refresh can make all the difference too with Thrive Cosmetics, my go-to clean makeup routine year-round. Now, of course, their brilliant eye brightener and Stella champagne is always in my makeup bag. Actually, I need to reorder more. I'm almost out. But it comes in 32 shades, and the Shenna Mint Green Shimmer looks really fun for summer. Their Empower Matte Precision Lipstick Crayon, it's really amazing. It gives you a beautiful color that lasts without feeling dry. They have 18 buildable shades, and I love the Dusty Rose Kaisa color. I think that's how you pronounce it. But the best part, for every product you buy, Thrive donates products and funds to help communities thrive. So far, they've given over $150 million in products and cash to over 600 giving partners. This is beauty with purpose. Amplify your summer look with Thrive Cosmetics. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/sandwich for an exclusive 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/sandwich. All right.
Yes.
So where do we dive in first?
Well, first of all, on a serious note, did you want to give a Big Al update?
I can do that.
Why don't you do that? Because I think a lot of people are concerned for good reason and want to know the latest.
It's somebody's medical stuff is private, and so we're careful not to share people's medical stories, health stories, unless they've already shared it, right? So I'm only sharing what Al has already shared on the radio. And by the time this podcast drops, he may have shared a little bit more detail than I can give right now. So I'm just going to share what he has shared on the radio because I don't want to risk betraying any confidences, right? Because Aimee, his wife, she's not able to speak for herself at this point. So he's also trying to be respectful of her privacy. But you know what? When Aimee married Big Al, she knew what she was signing up for. Al, we share our lives and we share our stories. Now, when Al was dating, you may remember, if you've listened to the Kidd Kraddick Morning Show, he's been there about as long as I have, for almost 3 decades. And he would always try to protect the identity of the women he dated, because they would, you know, we have to talk about our lives. But if Al's on there talking about dating Tina or Sarah or something, people find out who it is. It's very embarrassing, and the girl would break up with him. So in order to protect their identities, he would give them nicknames. And the nicknames were usually based on their jobs. Although one time he dated a woman who was obsessed with frogs, and she collected frogs.
Really?
Like, she had frog statues and art, and she was, you know, collectibles.
That's pretty cool.
And so he nicknamed her Amphibia.
Amphibia.
Yeah, that was her nickname.
That's a good one.
And he dated one woman who sold like there's so many interesting jobs in this world. This might not sound interesting, but it's necessary. She would sell light bulbs to these major buildings. That's a huge contract job.
Huge.
If you've got you've got these skyscrapers, they need light bulbs. You want that contract, you know.
Big, beautiful
And so he
skyscrapers.
called her Bombilla, because I think that's the Spanish word for light bulb. Bombilla. I think that's right.
I thought it was Bambi.
Bombilla? Something like that.
Yeah, because Adolis Garcia, he's El Bambi. Because when he was a kid, everybody said his head looked like a light bulb.
Well, maybe that's the male version of.
Oh.
Maybe he femalized it for her.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know that Adolis Garcia's nickname when he was a kid was El Bambi.
Okay. Well, we called her Bombilla. But anyway, maybe I'm remembering it wrong because it's been a while. Anyway, Aimee, his wife, you may remember Al talking about bartendica. Guess what she does for a living? But he dated Aimee when she was in her 20s. They broke up. They dated again in her 30s. They broke up. And they dated again in her 40s, and they got married. And they've only been married. This year will be 2 years.
Yeah.
And when they got married, they went on their honeymoon to St. John. And neither one of them, I don't think, had ever been there before. And Aimee just loved it. So for Christmas, Big Al took her back there. We had a long break. Alan and I went to Rosemary Beach. We already talked about that. And Al took Aimee to St. John.
Now, if you're, may I add just something real quick? If you're not familiar with the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yeah, this is the U.S. Virgin Islands, not the British Virgin Islands.
Yeah, St. John is pretty remote. Like you have to get to St. Thomas, and then the only way to get to St. John is via a boat.
Yes.
Like you can't fly there.
Exactly.
Right.
So a couple days, they landed on Christmas Day, and a couple days into their trip, Aimee developed a very high fever. And it was, you know, when you get a high fever, sometimes you start hallucinating or you forget things. And Al says now in hindsight, before they went to bed that night, that she said something that didn't make sense, but she wasn't complaining of feeling ill at that point. But she said something that didn't make sense. And he's like, oh, maybe we're just tired, you know, and I don't know. She just said something nonsensical.
This is on the 27th?
It's a day or two after they got there. I don't know exact dates.
Yeah, after Christmas,
It
though.
was after they landed on Christmas, but
Yeah.
they'd been there a day or two at that point.
Okay.
And she woke up a few hours later, about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and she was just a very high fever, and called 911 because she was shaking so violently he thought she was having a seizure. This is things he shared on the radio. I'm not betraying confidence. So they called 911 because I was like, oh, they have 911 there, but it's U.S. Virgin Islands. It's U.S. territory. So 911 took her to the clinic there on St. John. They're like, you need to take her to the hospital. Put her on a boat, took her over there to St. Thomas, got her fever down. And as I've talked to several people who have, like a friend that I had lunch with just yesterday, who had a very similar experience to Aimee, very similar. But the diagnosis for her was a little different, but extremely similar situation. She said that's exactly what happened. They get your fever down and they're like, well, if it's a virus, there's really nothing else you can do but write out a virus. So they sent her home, just like they did my friend. And just like my friend, 24 hours later, back in the hospital, and it's worse because the fever spikes again. So it took a while, spinal taps and
Good
MRIs
Lord.
and stuff. It took a while for them to figure out what was wrong. And they finally realized it was a viral encephalitis. So it affected her brain. That's why she was having the memory issues. And she's still slowly starting to get her memory back. But it's taking a while. And it's not like she forgot how to talk. She can speak, but she just doesn't recognize people and she doesn't remember things.
Man,
And
that's crazy.
it's just crazy. And anyway, Al was in, and thankfully Amy's sister, after a few days when they realized she's going to be here a while, because they didn't know at that point, is she going to be well enough for me to just get her back home? The sister came in and Al told me, he said, I didn't realize how much I needed her until she got here, because he was alone.
Just by himself, yeah.
And it was just a lot. And so while they were there, Al finally got permission, and everybody's like, I would have just put her on a plane and taken her home, and it's like it's not that easy.
Yeah,
because if you leave a hospital,
she couldn't move.
They could put her in a wheelchair. I'm gonna get her home. If you leave against medical advice, then you are on your own, buddy. And I don't think insurance. I think, from what I understand, you've screwed yourself. So he's trying to do everything. And what if, heaven forbid, he took her out of there against medical advice and something tragic had happened? How do you live with that?
I know.
So he's trying to do the best thing. So he finally gets, and man, the last time we talked to him on the radio, I think it was Friday of last week, he sounded defeated. Mm-hmm. And if you know Al, he is always the positive one.
Right.
He gets sad, but he's always got that air of hope in him. He was so defeated. And we were just like, we just need to get you back home. So after they jumped a bunch of hurdles, they got it approved through insurance. They can only fly you to the nearest hospital. And for them, the nearest hospital would have been in Miami.
The nearest hospital with what? A certain type of center?
I don't know. You have to be
because
able to.
She was at a hospital.
She was at a hospital.
The nearest hospital that could treat her better or something.
I don't know how they did it. I'm just repeating what I know. So they got the med flight approved, and she made it to Miami. That's what insurance would cover. And just to talk to Al after that happened, it was like the weight of the world was lifted off his shoulders. I know it was a U.S. territory, but being back in solid, the solid 48, what do you call it? The contiguous 48, is that what you call it? Mm-hmm. There's just something about that just made him feel like, okay, I'm in America now. It just made such a difference to him mentally.
Yeah.
And
there ain't nothing in St. John.
Well, he said, this was St. Thomas. He said they did the best they could there, but it was almost like a clinic, almost their hospital system, but it's what they have, And he said the doctor he had there was actually educated in Texas, but he said within 15 minutes of being in this hospital in Miami, he'd seen 2 doctors. They were very reassuring, and So anyway, I asked Al. I said, "Well, what do you want to do next?" Because we are on the radio. We're nationally syndicated. Yes, I dropped a dime, and we're like, what do we need to do, Al? Do we need to try to start calling in favors? Do we need to put out an all points bulletin to our audience, pull some strings, because you're Big Al. What do I say? I'm Kelly Raspberry, damn it. You're Big Al Mac, damn it. I didn't really say that, but he's like, you know what? I just want to take 24 to 48 hours, because I think he was having an adrenaline dump at that point. Mm-hmm. He's like, I just need to chill here in Florida for a minute. I was like, I understand that. So as of right now, she is not free to go home, but she is free to be released to another hospital, and they're trying to get her a hospital bed back in Texas. And if, of course, preferably where we live in Texas. But that's been a problem. Hospitals are full right now. There's a lot of respiratory illnesses going on, RSV. There's COVID-related issues, and a lot of hospitals are too full right now. So that's where we stand. That she is well enough to, thank the Lord, she was well enough to get on the plane to get to Florida. Now we're trying, they've said she's well enough to get to Texas. I didn't ask if that would be by commercial flight. I don't know. Or if it's going to be another meta flight. I don't know.
She is well enough to get to Texas?
They just got to find a hospital for her that can take her.
Okay.
And that is what I know at this point. You know as much as I do at this point.
Okay. Well, it's been a long road.
That was a long story.
For
I'm
Al
sorry.
And Aimee. No, that's
so many
good.
People, I get asked about it so much.
I've had people asking me, and I just get my info through Kelly.
So many people praying, and Al, of course, there was a GoFundMe. Al wanted everybody to know that was not him. He did not authorize a GoFundMe. He doesn't feel like this is, and there are a lot of people who truly need GoFundMes, who are in, very poor financial situations he's like, I've got insurance, I'm good, don't need a GoFundMe. But it's like, my dad was like, well, what can we do? I want to do something. We, when you see a problem, we want to fix it. We want to feed it. We want to throw money at it. That's what we want to do. And I said, Daddy, until you get back here, I don't know what we can do. Just pray. So that's what we're doing right now. Still continuing. And thank you for everyone who has prayed. Now, real quick before we move on, because I know that was a long story, I do want to give myself a little shout out because I've been getting a lot of compliments at Allen.
Have you?
Yes, because I decided, I didn't state this as a resolution or anything, but I said, I need to start making myself look a little bit better for the radio. Because when I'm on the Kidd Kraddick Morning Show.
Nationally syndicated.
Yes. We also have a thing called Kidd TV.
Yes.
And we're recording ourselves. It's all recorded almost like a TV show, but it's not.
Dish Nation.
It's definitely not Dish Nation. We're not getting Dish Nation money. But they edit those clips up and then they put them on social media. And I was looking really rough in some of those videos from 2023.
What does that mean? What is rough mean?
I was not looking my best.
Like how?
I would just get up out of bed, put a ponytail on and a sweatshirt and go to work. What do you want from me?
I always think you look great. That's why I'm wondering what your self criticism is here.
I wouldn't put any effort into my appearance, and then I'm stuck with that on social media
to
live in perpetuity.
Medja. So just frumpy clothes or
everything. I wouldn't even do my makeup. And see, that's the thing. So I've decided to start doing my hair and makeup and getting dressed a little nicer before I go to work, and people are noticing.
Yes.
Somebody even said, Kelly got the memo, which is really cool. I don't know. Kelly understood the assignment. That's what it was. Kelly understood the assignment. And what's been a big part, this is all built up to what I've been using to help me achieve my new makeup goals, is Thrive Cosmetics.
Thrive Cosmetics.
Because, sometimes I just want a fresh face look because I'm going to be running errands. Sometimes I want to step it up a notch. Maybe, you're going to a PTA meeting and your husband's ex is going to be there and you want to look a little bit better than a fresh face look. Or maybe you're going to a charity event or a black tie wedding and your ex is going to be there and you want to glam it up. Whatever your makeup goals are, Thrive Cosmetics can help you achieve them. Their viral tubing mascara, it's called Liquid Lash Extensions because you will look like you have lash extensions, ladies. My daughter will vouch for that this is true. Their new impactful semi-permanent smoothing lipstick, it's a dream. Finally, a lipstick that doesn't fade within 30 minutes, it seems like, right? This lipstick gives you visibly fuller, smoother lips. It's got a creamy satin finish. It is fade-free up to 8 hours without bleeding, drying, or settling into fine lines. It got me through Jingle Ball, y'all. It kept me through Jingle Ball. I love that all of Thrive Cosmetics beauty products are certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free, made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high performance, trademark formulas. Remember, the name Cause is in the name for a reason, because for everything you purchase, Thrive Cosmetics donates products and funds to help communities thrive, including those organizations that uplift and empower people battling cancer. And I know everybody has a story of someone in your life who's battling cancer. And I love that Thrive Cosmetics supports that.
And Thrive Cosmetics is a luxury beauty that gives back. And right now you can get an exclusive 20% offer on your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/sandwich. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/sandwich for 20% off your first order.
You can't scroll your phone for more than 30 seconds without seeing somebody talking about GLP-1s. Maybe you've been close to trying them, but you're not a needle person, or maybe you're looking for a natural alternative. Well, let me introduce you to our podcast sponsor, Veracity. Their Metabolism Ignite, it's a natural plant-based GLP-1 alternative that is doctor recommended and clinically proven to help reduce hunger. Just 2 capsules with breakfast every morning. It's all you need. And one of the first things I noticed was I wasn't thinking about food all day, that food noise you always are constantly battling. Metabolism Ignite has no allergens, no caffeine, no negative side effects, and we love that. It's shown to reduce hunger by 85% and clinically proven to help lose an average of 9 pounds in 90 days. We really love that. Look, this stuff is sold out 10 times for a reason. So before it sells out again, make the switch to GLP-1s the natural way. Head to veracityhealth.co and use sandwich for up to 65% off your order. Once again, that's VERACITY health.co for up to 65% off. Make sure you use our promo code SANDWICH so they know we sent you. I don't think I've ever talked about it on this podcast before, but one day I was walking past the windows going upstairs and I noticed this greasy cooking smell. You know what I mean? It turns out it was our blinds. Something about the sun was breaking them down over the years. And who knows how long they were there before we bought our house. We needed new blinds bad, and that's what led me to 3-Day Blinds. I absolutely loved how easy they made the whole process. They send a professionally trained design consultant to your home. It's a free, no obligation, same-day quote. And they've got thousands of options to fit any budget and style. It's not just blinds. They've got shades, shutters, drapery too. 3-Day Blinds even has those motorized smart blinds that work with Alexa. Those are so cool. They take all the measurements. They handle the installation too. And it's perfect because I'm not handy. And what a difference it's made. This is an upgrade that makes your whole house feel refreshed and polished without having to do a big renovation. Right now, get quality window treatments that fit your budget with 3-Day Blinds. Head to 3dayblinds.com/sandwich for their buy one, get one 50% off deal on custom blinds, shades, and drapery. For a free, no charge, no obligation consultation, just head to 3dayblinds.com/sandwich. One last time, that's buy one, get one 50% off when you head to 3dayblinds.com/sandwich.
All right, here's the deal.
Yeah, you talk some now before I tell my poop story.
On this podcast, I just jotted down a few notes here. I have told, we open up a lot. We give people a peek behind the kimono, revealing all. And off the top of my head, I came up with 5 different stories of me shitting my pants.
See, I can have this conversation like an adult, and I don't have to change my voice.
I think I told a story. I ate at a Chinese food restaurant with my family. This was before I met you. It has MSG in it, which I think I'm allergic to.
You have a bad reaction to it.
Yeah, and I was driving home with my dad, and we pulled over, and I ran into a Burger King, but I didn't make it. That was one. The Harley store, well documented. I was at a Harley-Davidson dealership. A woman peeks from behind the pile of shirts and scares me, and I do a then I had to go to a Target and take my pants off. I think I told a story about a Lowe's where I had to run into Lowe's, but then I came back out and I had a toilet paper 20 feet behind me all the way out of Lowe's into my car, into a gas station, and it was just trailing. And then somebody finally said, "Hey, there's 20 feet of toilet paper on your heel." I remember telling that one. The infamous KFC story where I had to pull over, run into KFC. There was no TP. Guy walks in. And I have to crab walk to where the paper towels are. The paper towels are like construction paper. And then I crab walked out. I told that one.
Is that the one where you threw your underwear away?
I think I threw my underwear away on all of these.
Oh.
And then...
Because you didn't make it.
Right. And then the gas station pump where I didn't even have time. I was riding the bike and I couldn't make it into the gas station. So I just stood there and then I rode home in that. Yeah. There was that one too. So, but you know what? Today is the day where it's not just me.
Oh, so it's more me talking.
It's not just me. All I know is I was sitting here in the office here at Evans Manor. I hear the door swing open and hit the wall. And I hear "Oh my gosh, Allen, ah!" And I'm like, what is happening? I heard you run to the bathroom.
That's sort of what I said.
I hear the door slam, and I'm like, what is going on? Please, provide some color.
People know what was going on based on that. So
wheel us off.
I I usually don't have incidents of this nature.
You usually have the other problem.
I rarely go, y'all. That's just true. I rarely go. And when I do have to go, it's usually like, oh, I could probably go. There's no sense of urgency. It's like, I probably could. Never like, I got to go now.
Yeah.
So Emma Kelly was out of school still for Christmas break. And it was Monday. And I always do Monday with Mama. And so I said, what a lovely treat for Mama and daughter and granddaughter to go have lunch together. So we let Emma Kelly choose the restaurant because we want to keep Emma Kelly happy. And she chose this Chinese restaurant. Is that a connection to something that maybe has happened to you? MSG. So she chose that. And so we went and I ordered Kung Pao tofu. It was very delicious.
So basically spicy tofu.
Kung Pao tofu. It wasn't too spicy though.
Oh, well, Kung Pao is usually spicy.
But it wasn't that spicy. And you have your choice of egg drop or hot and sour soup. I chose
hot and sour.
Hot and sour. I never choose egg drop.
I like egg drop. I like them both. I like soup.
So I was eating it. I ate all the soup and couldn't even finish my Kung Pao tofu. I was so full.
So nothing too heavy.
Nothing too heavy. And then Emma Kelly, there was a little ice cream shop across the parking lot, and she wanted ice cream. And both my mother and I were like, we don't really want ice cream. And she did the puppy dog look and said she'd buy it.
Oh, wow.
So here we go across to get a little cup of ice cream. So I get a little scoop of Cinnamon Toast Crunch ice cream. It was literally cinnamon ice cream with hunks of Cinnamon Toast cereal in it.
Red Mountain approved?
I was not on the Red Mountain plan that day, but thank you for pointing it out and trying to diet shame me. You didn't say Red Mountain approved when it was Kung Pao tofu or hot and sour soup.
That's approved.
It's when I say
that's approved.
Ice cream, you're going to diet shame me.
I'm not.
Thank you, honey.
I'm not diet shaming.
So then
I just didn't see it on the list.
I didn't want to just take my daughter home. So Emma Kelly, we decided that we would like to go thrifting. And I'm like all about it because Alan the night before saw me. I was on this YouTube bunny hole and I found this woman that went thrifting in the Pacific Northwest. And she would there's a lot of artisans there apparently. And she would go down the pottery aisles and she'd pick up a jar and say, I'm paying $2.99 for this. This is the famous artist Betty Beeswax and I can get this $600 for it. And I'm like, that is at Goodwill? She said she made like $3,000 or something that day just shopping it, for broken dishes and stuff at Goodwill. So I was really excited to go. But I wanted to go to the Goodwill that my mother and I always go to. Amy Kelly's like, no, I want to go to a new Goodwill that my friends always go to that I've never been to before. So who are we trying to keep happy on Monday with Mama? Emma Kelly.
The EK.
So we're going to go to that Goodwill. So we go there. It's a thrift store. It's not a Goodwill store. It's a thrift store of another name. This is not Goodwill brand.
I'm having Shonda Rhimes flashbacks right now.
Alan, when I tell a story, I paint a picture.
You do.
And I'm still doing the background.
Like freaking Michelangelo.
I'm doing the background clouds.
Oh.
And then, like Michelangelo, I'll start painting Jesus in a minute. But let me get to it. I'm still painting the clouds.
Okay.
So we go to this thrift store, and right away, I'm like, this is a little sketch. This is a sketchy one.
The way you were feeling or just the
store?
The thrift
just
store?
the vibe of it.
Okay.
I'm like, this is, some thrift stores you go in and it's all a bunch of women like me that saw the YouTube video and we're trying to find that Betty Beeswax pottery so we can make money. But it was just a bunch of like, does anybody really buy used underwear?
Ew.
I know it's been laundered and stuff, but Emma Kelly was asking me. I said, you know what, Emma Kelly? Do people donate their
I've never done that.
There was racks of underwear.
Wheels off.
Now, there were also like bras and things that still had the tags on them. Okay, so they were
new. New is one thing.
These were not.
No.
But I'm like, well, that's interesting. But you know what? There obviously must be a need for that or they would not have them on display.
Well, I guess. But I'm not putting my dingus on a pair of underwear someone else's
It's been laundered.
Dingus has been
laundered.
On.
Anyway, So Mama's wandering around, and Kellie and I are wandering around, and we're not seeing anything. But Mama found a shirt that she thought Daddy would like. This is part of the story, Alan.
Okay.
And my parents have Android phones.
Oh,
Not just any Android phone.
the green bubble.
This is the one that they give you for free when you sign up. Okay?
Yeah.
So this isn't your cool teenagers doing all the fun commercials on TV Androids. These are the free when you sign up with us phones. Very basic.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I've stopped trying to send pictures to my daddy because he just does not get them from my iPhone. But my mother can get them on hers, and then she has to show them to him on her phone. So while Kellie and I, she's trying to, do they have books here? So we go back and look at the books, and we're just wandering around. And Mama's trying to get Daddy to see this picture of the shirt. She's not sure if he already has one or not, but she thinks he might have one like this in his closet. It's kind of a peacock blue with stripes, and it's $4.50. Mm-hmm. But she doesn't want to risk spending $4.50 in case he already has one. This was taking quite some time. So while I'm in the back...
About as long as the story.
Well, then my story is good. So then...
People just want to know why you ran in the house.
Now, so Kellie comes up to me. She goes, "Oh, I'm tired." So you have to paint the picture. We've been there a while.
Right.
I'm tired. My feet hurt. Carry me.
Carry me. Okay.
Now, I've told the story of the last time I carried Kellie, and that was on a date with you.
I remember
when that
this.
kid threw up in the bushes, and Kellie stood up and fell, and I carried her, and her feet were dragging the ground, and I was like, I could barely make it.
Yeah.
This is about 5 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So she was 12 then. She's 17 now. And so I was like, okay, hop on up here as a joke. I'm surprised she even wants me touching her, much less trying to pick her up. So I pick her up, and she's like a baby, and she's straddling me from the front, and we're laughing, and I'm kind of walking with her. I said, "Oh, Kellie, I feel like I got to poop." I put her down. Mm-hmm. Alan, it hit me like out of nowhere.
Oh, I understand.
Suddenly,
trust me.
I don't know if it was because I picked her up or if the Kung Pao tofu kicked in. I don't know what it was, but I picked her up and I was like, "Oh, I feel like I got to poop."
And it put pressure on you.
And I put her down, and she's laughing. I'm like, "I'm serious, Kellie, I'm serious." And you're standing there, and I'm holding on to the display case.
Oh my gosh.
My death grip. I'm crossing my legs. I'm squeezing everything.
You almost did it there.
Alan.
Were you sweating?
Yes, the cold, clammy sweat. It came on that quickly.
Oh, no.
And as I said on the Kidd Kraddick Morning Show, I was squeezing my spirit. I was squeezing everything. I was like, I cannot do this here. I cannot. And Kellie's like, "Where's the bathroom?" I said, "I'm not going to the bathroom here. I'm not going to the bathroom here."
Why couldn't you go there?
Because there are certain stores where you can go to the bathroom. But even now, because people are not...
I'll go anywhere.
Let me tell you, I know you will. But the quality of bathroom care has declined, even at your nicest department stores, Alan. Used to be, anywhere in the mall, you knew which department stores to go to use their bathroom because they were pristine. But people there are hardly anybody working there anymore. And so I know if I go in there, it's going to be a nightmare, and I'm not going to be able to sit down, and I need to sit down.
So you couldn't go just go in and destroy the Goodwill bathroom?
No. And
why?
This was not a hover situation. This was I need to sit down
situation.
Yeah,
just go in there and blow up the Goodwill restroom.
No.
Oh, I would
So I'm
have.
like, I'm going to hold it until I can walk.
I would have blown that restroom up 100%.
So I'm holding, and I'm finally like doing the Lamaze breathing. I said,
"Oh my goodness.
Mama is still 4 aisles up trying to get Daddy. Well, let me try emailing it to you." This is where we are now in that process. So I'm like, okay, I'm walk. And Kellie had a book she didn't want, so I was going to go put it back there. So we would get back there, and there's a man standing there. There's kind of like the back door area and this book section, and he's kind of standing there, and he's wearing like a big, oversized, not quite a raincoat, but sort of in the raincoat family.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What's going on here?" And he's got a couple things in his hand, and he keeps looking side to side. I'm thinking he's about to try to hide something in his coat. He's about to try shoplifting is what I think, in my opinion.
Maybe he saw the sweaty redhead that was clenching her butt cheeks together.
I was doing that over in the other section This is now I've moved because I was able to finally, okay, let's go back to the book
Oh,
section.
so it subsided.
It subsided enough because it comes and goes in waves. If you hold it long enough.
Not
I'm
me.
a professional holder.
Not mine.
I'm a professional holder.
No, I can't hold
So I'm
them.
like, okay, I'm good enough. I can walk back there. I was like, okay, I can make it. And this guy, and then suddenly it hits me again. And I grab the shelf and I'm grabbing him and Kelly. I was like, oh my God, here it comes again. And the guy's like, you can tell he's like, when are these chicks going to leave?
How much does it take for you to leave?
I couldn't walk. I couldn't move. I was clenching. I cannot clench and walk. So I'm standing there gripping again, and I'm trying not to be loud. I don't want this man to hear what I'm doing, but I'm like, oh my God, Kelly, oh my God, I'm just holding her. And the guy's like, move on, lady. I'm about to, I'm trying to stop. So anyway, I finally get past it. I'm like, okay, we got to go get grandmama. We got to go. So we walk up to the front, and mama's like, well, I can't get him to see the picture. I said, Mama, it's $4.50. Just buy it. And if he hates it, we'll give it away at the swap party we've got coming up. It's only $4.50. And then I looked at the line. I said, we don't have time, Mama. You have to put it back. Just put it back.
Yes.
And she's like, okay. And she was going to put it back. And I always put things back where they're supposed to go. I was like, just hang it up. It doesn't matter. I don't care where it goes. So we get out to the car. I'm like, oh Lord. I said, we can make it home. We can do it.
You drove?
I was driving. I was like, have you ever been in the car when you have, and maybe you can picture this visual, when you have to go so bad that you're driving, but you're leaned back as far as you can in the seat. You're straight.
Oh, yes.
You're clenching your legs. You're clenching everything. And you're like, oh Lord, please.
You're pushing that left foot, right?
I'm pushing.
Real
I'm holding
hard.
the wheel. I'm pushing. And my mom is like, well, there's the McDonald's. I'm like, I'm not going at McDonald's. I think there's a Subway. I'm not doing this.
I can't believe you didn't do that.
I can make it home. I know I can. And we only caught like one red light. Otherwise, I made it.
How far from home?
We were about 10 minutes.
Okay.
It was about a 10-minute drive.
Okay. Right.
But I was holding it. I was like, and when we got in the neighborhood, I'm like, I think I'm okay. It comes in waves.
Yeah.
So then we get to the house, and I pull up in the garage, and I have to kind of ease my way into the garage because we've got two SUVs and I can't just zoom in. So I parked in the driveway, opened the garage door, and I'm going to go run in the house, and suddenly beep, 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 beep. I had the keys with me. So I scurried back to the car, threw the car keys because I wanted to have the air conditioner and the radio from Michaela because she's listening to Taylor Swift. And I run in the house and I opened the door. I was like, Alan, I'm home, but I've got to go to the bathroom. And I ran in the other bathroom, and that's what happened. And I made it. And unlike Alan, I did not have to throw away my underwear. But I have never come so close to a public scene. A disaster.
You had so many opportunities to make this right.
I wanted to do this in the comfort of my own toilet.
Comfort.
My own water closet, as they call it.
I've taken my pants off in a Target dressing room. You couldn't hover over a Goodwill?
No, because you know what? I respect, because I have respect for the people that would have to deal with that.
Because you'd have just been painting the bowl.
I would have had to try to figure out how to right my wrong, and I did not want to do that. I wanted to come home and be wrong here. I was wrong. But
wow,
at my own home. So that's my almost pooped in my pants story.
Well, I'm glad you shared that. And I'm glad to know that now you can't say that just, why does this always happen to you? Why are you always doing this?
Because it always happens to you.
Well, that's not true.
I am 56 years old.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Well,
this is the first time that's ever happened to me.
Well, it's one of my ailments.
So there you go. I hope that was worth it.
That's good stuff, babe.
I painted a picture.
You painted it all right. That is good stuff.
And now I'm signing my name to the art. Done.
Wow. All right. I don't even know how we move on
Transition?
from this. I had forgotten that we have letters. We're going to have to save those to next time.
Yeah, you got to do your sports stuff that you've promised.
Well, and then the thing I saw online, I guess I can do that. Mm-hmm. Or we can let's finish with that. But yeah, you want to make or you want to do that, and then we'll bring it home for Jerome with sports, just a little bit of sports talk, and then the thing I saw online, which is just totally ridiculous.
Okay. Well, I've already told you that, Alan and I are trying to save money by eating more at home this year. I'm trying to put more effort into my makeup and my clothes when I go to work. But another thing I've made a priority for 2024 is getting more sleep. I'm not worried about getting quality sleep because I get that always with our Helix mattress.
Helix.
The quality is there. It's the quantity of sleep I'm trying to improve. I want to spend more time on my Helix Dusk Luxe king size mattress because it's perfect for the way that Alan and I sleep, because on our behalf, Alan took the Helix sleep quiz test. It's
just took a couple of minutes.
Not even two,
not
right?
Even
Less
two
than
minutes,
two.
yeah.
And we were matched with the Dusk Luxe.
Luxe.
It's got the perfect amount of softness and firmness. Actually, it's a little firmer than I thought I wanted, because Helix knows better than I do, because this is truly the best mattress I've ever slept on. They nailed it. And Helix has the perfect mattress for you, whether you're a side or tummy sleeper, a big and tall sleeper, a hot menopausal sleeper, a little munchkin sleeper, because they do have a mattress just for kids, an award winner too. It's the best mattress winner by Parents Magazine. And the Helix lineup has 20 unique mattresses, including the also award-winning Luxe Collection, their newest Helix Elite Collection. And whatever you're matched with is delivered right to your door, free of charge. You've got 100 nights to sleep on it to decide this is the best mattress you've ever slept on. Or you can return it, no hard feelings. And you get a 10 to 15-year warranty depending on the mattress you buy.
And Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. So go to helixsleep.com/sandwich and use code HelixPartner20. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
That's good to note, because if you've been you've heard us do Helix spots before, and you've got to make note that the code has changed. So it's helixsleep.com, code HelixPartner20. That's new.
Yes, it is.
It is new.
Okay, I took the boys to a Mavericks game, their first NBA game.
I did say /sandwich, didn't I? helixsleep.com/sandwich. Okay.
We're still doing the spot?
I had a sudden panic that I didn't say sandwich.
Okay. I took the boys to their first NBA game at the first Mavericks game at the American Airlines Center this last weekend, was it? Last weekend?
Yeah.
It was their last weekend with us for the Christmas break. So they had to go to school this last week, but it was kind of our last big thing we were going to...
Your last Friday night hurrah.
Yeah, big thing we were going to all do together. And the Mavericks were playing Portland, the Trailblazers. Couldn't name you one player. But we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. The Mavericks won. The player they wanted to see, Luka, the Mavericks' best player and one of the best players in the NBA, was hurt. We found out in warm-ups he wasn't going to play.
It's a shame, and I know there's a lot of pressure on him too, because he knows he has fans.
Yeah.
That it's just a shame.
Oh, you should have seen all the Luka jerseys, but it was still a great time. The reason I bring this up is one thing I noticed about the NBA, and I've been to a bunch of NBA games, but the boys hadn't. They were wore out after the game, and it was only like 2.5 hours. There is just so much going on at an NBA game. It's nonstop action. It's loud. The big screens are up flashing and doing all kinds of stuff.
It's sensory overload.
Oh, my goodness. There's a drum line the Mavericks have. They have these big dudes called Mavs Maniacs.
Mm-hmm.
They're these big guys. They're all big men.
That's the bit.
And that's the bit. And they do synchronized dancing and all this stuff. And they do a halftime show. They had a halftime entertainment. This guy, he was I guess like a contortionist, but he shoved his whole body through a toilet seat.
Wow.
Yeah. But he'd do it like one leg. He put one leg in the toilet seat and then one leg is pointing up.
Wow.
And then he'd put the rest of his body through it.
He is what they call double jointed.
Yes. They had that guy. He was shoving his body through like a tennis racket. Then they hauled him off in a suitcase. He shoved himself in this. It was like, what is happening? Because I guess the game presentation for the NBA, it's like 180 from baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Rangers, it's like so laid back, it's just They got the cheerleaders that go out there. They do a little dance, and they're all dressed real conservatively. And
The Rangers have cheerleader dancers?
yeah, they go
I
out
don't
there.
remember that.
They go out there before the game.
Oh, I don't remember that. I just remember they do they try to do karaoke with the crowd. They'll put the words
Yeah.
up and it's take.
Oh,
me
they
out
do
to
all
the
that
ball.
too at the
Yeah.
Mavs, but yeah, and
But it's way more chill at the baseball.
way more chill. And that's just, I guess the boys are really into baseball and they haven't been to much basketball. It's one thing, like it stood out to me. It's like, holy moly, I'm like
You were exhausted. too?
tired after 2.5 hours, but it was a lot of fun. We had a great time and family friendly too. The Mavs are family friendly. The Rangers are very family friendly, but good time. I'm glad we were able to do that. I knocked that off my I guess life bucket list.
And it's different because with football you have to be kind of careful because it's not always family friendly, and it's not the fault of like the cheerleaders or anything. It's the fans.
It's the fans. Yeah.
The fans just they're so passionate and they cuss and they're spilling beer. And if you look up and say, "Hey, dude, you're spilling beer on my kid," you risk getting your face punched in. So your choice is either just to kind of stand there and take it, or risk, getting into a fist fight. It's really sometimes it's just not fun.
Hey, no joke.
Not always, but it can be like that.
I
at
just
football
saw
games.
this. A Bills fan was shot and got killed outside of the Miami Stadium.
Awful.
Can you
It's
believe
awful
that?
over sports. It's awful. Anyway.
All right. Well, we're going to pick, speaking of sports, we're going to pick our playoff winners here.
Mm-hmm.
Your Dallas Cowboys are in the playoffs, and this is usually the week that they get beat.
How many games have they won? Just
Cowboys
curious.
they won 11 games,
How many more?
right?
Yeah.
They won 11 and 5. No, 11 and no. They won 12. They went 12
Really?
and 5.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Huh. What did Kelly Raspberry Evans predict
I don't remember.
for the regular season?
What did you predict?
12 and 5.
So you got it right on the nose, babe.
I know. I did not look it up, but I remember it.
That's awesome.
That I picked 12.
Well,
And you did not.
no, I picked.
You picked less.
I picked 9.
Yeah, you picked way less.
So they overachieved. Yeah,
How about that?
Yeah, that's-
I had more confidence.
you did. Okay, so Cleveland at Houston. Who do you like?
Well, I don't know. What
Just
am I
pick-
going by? Just on my gut feel?
Just gut feel.
Cleveland.
Okay, you like Cleveland. Give me Houston. Miami at KC. The kickoff temperature of this game is supposed to be -5 in Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Give me Kansas City. I think Miami is going to freeze to death.
Well, Kansas City will too, but home field advantage, and they're a little bit more used to cold.
Pittsburgh at Buffalo.
The Steelers or Buffalo Bills?
Yeah.
Ooh, and who's the Bills quarterback?
Josh Allen.
Bills.
Give me Josh Allen and the Bills. The LA Rams at Detroit.
What
The
are they-
Detroit Lions. First time in the playoffs since the 90s.
I'm going to say the Lions. That'd be nice.
I'm going to take the Lions too.
That'd be very nice for them.
I'm going to take the Lions too. I can't believe they're in the playoffs.
That's good for them, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm okay if I'm wrong on that.
And then Philadelphia, the Eagles, who are sinking like the Titanic right now.
I feel so bad for Jason Kelsey.
I don't.
Jason Kelsey.
I don't feel bad for any of them.
He's so nice.
Well, maybe him, but I don't feel bad for anybody on Philadelphia's team. No, that's not true. Kelsey's he's a nice guy. And
their quarterback's nice.
Jalen Hurts is a nice guy. He is a nice guy.
He's very nice.
I just don't like Philadelphia.
It's more their fans.
Philadelphia at Tampa.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Mhm.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say, because I'm sad. I want the Eagles to win that one. Does that affect the Cowboys in any way if they win?
Well, it doesn't affect the Cowboys.
Okay, then
but
I want the Eagles.
They could end up playing them. Okay,
The Eagles.
you want
then.
the Eagles?
I feel
Okay.
bad for them.
I'm going to take Tampa Bay. I think the
Are
Eagles.
they winning a lot?
Not really. They're like the worst division winner, but they're
Who's sadder?
who's sadder? Oh, the Eagles.
Then I'm the Eagles. They need this.
Yeah. And then the game of the week, the game we will be watching from start to finish here at Evans Manor, the Green Bay Packers against your Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys. I will never not pick the Cowboys to win.
So you're going to take the Cowboys.
Yes.
I too will take the Cowboys.
Good.
I think the Cowboys will win this game.
Good. There you go. We'll see if we're right. Are these games all this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
so by the
Saturday,
next
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
But by the next podcast, we'll be able to see who was right.
Yeah, and there's a controversy. I don't know if you've heard about. Yeah, you've heard about this. Is that Kansas City game? It's only shown on Peacock.
And I don't know why, but aren't you glad I begged you to get it back?
Well, that's fine. Yeah, but there are a lot of people.
Are you going to invite non-Peacock people to come over and watch it with us?
No.
Why not?
Get your own Peacock.
Why wouldn't you? Why would we have when is it?
That one, I forget when that one is, but I think that one might be Monday night. I think
We could have a couple people over. That would be nice.
Yeah, maybe so. No, but why would the NFL do that? I don't understand. Like,
Well, I mean, I guess.
do you
they're
want a smaller audience?
I
Or?
guess they're trying, obviously, to get people to sign up for Peacock. And I'm telling you, I love Peacock. I watch it. I got it the first time because you know why I got it? They were doing Saved by the Bell, the reboot. And that's what I wanted to watch it. And I was already watching all my Bravo shows, right? And but then when they did, I believe it was the Real Housewives Girls Trip, Ultimate Girls Trips, you could only watch that on Peacock. And then I was like, dang it. Now, if I waited like 6 months, then they would put it on Bravo. I was like, well, I guess I'll have delayed satisfaction. But then I started listening to all these Real Housewives Bravo podcasts, and they were talking about shows I never watched. And the only way to go back to the beginning and watch the archived episodes was to get Peacock.
Wow.
And that's why I got it, was to binge watch. And I did. You tell everybody. I sat my butt in that chair and I binged nonstop Real Housewives of Potomac.
You did.
I did, and I just fell in love with Peacock. And now Traitors. Alan, please watch Traitors with me. Please.
Which I don't know what that is.
It's a show that's coming back on Peacock. We never watch anything together, but we haven't watched anything together since we watched the Ink Masters. So if y'all are familiar, this is a show that started like in Dutch places or something. Anyway.
Dutch places?
Somewhere like that.
Good eye, mate.
Scotland, maybe?
Good eye,
Or
mate.
Dutch? I don't remember. Anyway, it's the American version, but it's in a Scottish castle, I think. That's beside the point. So about 20 people, I'm off, but about 20 people, a mix of, the first show I watched was a mix of regular old people, just fans, and a lot of reality stars. But I think this might be leaning more heavy reality stars, but it doesn't matter. That part didn't matter. They're all at this big table, and the guy comes in who's the host. He's a very famous Scottish actor. I can't remember his name right now, but he comes in and he says, okay, you're all going to close your eyes. They're blindfolded, so there's no peeking. And I'm going to pick 3 people who are going to be the traitors. And it's like Duck, Duck, Goose when everybody's eyes are closed. So he goes around and he taps them on the head or the shoulder if they are going to be the traitor. And so now 3 out of the 20 or whatever, they are the only ones that know they're traitors. Now it's up to the people that are called the faithful. The non-traitors are called the faithful. And they have to try to figure out who are the traitors and eliminate them, because one by one, the traitors are going to murder the faithful, which basically they just kill them off one by one at night. And then whoever's left standing gets to split the money. I know that sounds very complicated. But
It does.
It does.
This is like someone explaining a card game to me. I'm like, no, I've lost interest.
But once you watch an episode, you'll be like, okay, I get it. It's very it's not as complicated as I make it sound.
So you're saying this would be a fun card
It's
game.
fun. And they have to do all these tasks and stuff. But the thing is, and then they're watching all the conversations, the traitors flat out lie in people's faces. They're traitors, and they will build this trust with. I remember this last season. You end up hating the person who wins because they are bold-faced liars, and they get in the girl's face, and the girl's saying, I feel like you're like my mother, and they share secrets. So she's like, I trust you. I know you're not the traitor. And she was the traitor. It was heartbreaking, but it's so good. So will you please watch it with me?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds intriguing.
You said it does sound confusing.
That did sound a little confusing, though.
I promise it's good.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm sure it is good. Maybe I'll give it a whirl. I'll give it a try, babe.
Thank you.
I'll give it a try.
But you have to give it more than one episode.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not a real try.
I'll try.
Okay.
You know what? I think we're going to push content to next podcast.
What else was there?
Because we've talked a lot. The thing I saw on social media, it's not a must do. We can do that next
You
time.
said you were doubled over laughing.
I was doubled over laughing.
Well, just tell it.
No, it takes too long because it's a list. People love lists. I don't want to rush through it.
All right. Well, I did tease just a little bit about, I said we're going to talk poop and Bible recap.
Oh, well, let's push that.
Well, no, it's not even a story.
Oh,
If you're trying to do the Bible read the Bible through this year, I have done the Bible recap. It's a podcast. She's also got a YouTube channel. She keeps expanding because it's now the number one podcast in that category across social media on all podcast platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, she does. Her name's Tara Lee Cobble. She does the Bible through in chronological order. So we went from the first few chapters in Genesis, and now we're in Job. I'll be honest, Job is probably one of my least favorite stories in the Bible because it's just not fair, right? What happens to Job, it's just not fair. But Tara Lee helps you get through it. I am working on getting an interview with her.
yeah?
With Tara Lee Cobble. I've been dealing with her assistant, and I'm this
cool.
close to booking it. I'm very excited.
Is this for the Kidd Kraddick Morning Show nationally
It can
syndicated?
be for whatever. I was talking to our producer, Robert. I said,
Stop talking.
and he's like, it's the number one podcast in the country. And I was like, we could do it on the Kidd Kraddick Morning Show. I could record it separately from the Kidd Kraddick Morning Show, and then we can edit it up for the Kidd Kraddick Morning Show. We can air it in its entirety here on A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. Maybe we could do some segments on Love Letters to Kelly, the podcast.
Letters.
So there's a lot we can do with it. But, I was talking to her assistant, and I said, selfishly, I'd love to do the interview in person. I'd love to meet her. But if we have to, we can do the interview by Zoom or over the phone. So I'm working on that. Isn't that exciting?
That's exciting, babe. That's awesome. Good stuff.
So I hope she doesn't listen to this podcast before she makes her decision.
No, I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not. Yeah, I saw Tommy Jean come into the live studio audience, and then
Tommy Jean, did you hear my poop story?
yeah, she did, and then she said you should have just blown up Goodwill.
No, she did not.
She most certainly did.
Tommy Jean.
She most certainly. Well, she didn't use those words, but she said I'd have just gone there.
Yeah, but it was not. No.
And that's another reason I want to push this thing I saw on social media the next time. It makes me too tense knowing Tommy Jean is in the audience.
Well, there you go.
I can't do it.
So it's Tommy Jean's fault, y'all. No, it's not. It's that my stories took too long.
No, that was good, babe. We needed to hear them. We needed to know. People want to know.
All right. Well, we'll get to less poop next week. How about that? What if our challenge is to not mention it next podcast?
Not mention poop?
No poop talk. That means you have to go a whole week without an incident. Can you do it?
Oh, come on. You make it sound like I always have incidents. I don't always have incidents. It's not true. I'm being misrepresented. It's not true. It's not.
Okay.
It's not true.
Okay.
All right, babe. You got anything else?
No.
And then next time we'll do letters, too. We got a lot of letters. Yeah. Okay. Well, I love you
That's
desperately.
that. I love you.
Love our listeners desperately.
I love y'all.
I love the Dallas Mavericks desperately. I love Kelly's poop story desperately. And you know
I
what?
love Cowboys.
I love the Cowboys desperately. They're going to win big this weekend.
Huge.
Huge. And we'll talk about it in next podcast. Because I'm sure we'll podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Ever wonder who's out there making the world go round? It's truckers. Who unites baristas with coffee beans? Truckers. Who unites dogs with their favorite chew toy? Truckers. That's why Progressive offers truckers even more protection with Cargo Plus coverage to keep truckers moving right along. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. Not yet available in California, New York, and Virginia.
Every day as a small business owner feels like solving a puzzle. One moment you're cruising along, and the next, there's a shipping snag that has you scrambling. But here's a surprise you will like. With Progressive, small business owners save 13% on their commercial auto insurance when they pay in full. So go ahead, surprise yourself. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.